shalom, shalom. Hey, pull it up, see if the wind's bad. Hey, shalom. First and foremost, we're gonna give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutation, much love to Yakim out there pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. It's good? Good? All right, yeah, and this the brother Ash.
Brother Barak.
And we Great Millstone Tampa back with another lesson, as well as edifying. As you see the title of the video, the Lord's return is at hand. And you know, as you see, man, the prophecies are speaking, they're moving. You got these the financial system in shambles right now, it's trembling. All right. Bank runs are happening here in America. They've been happening around the world, but now it's happening here, different banks. All right. You got earthquakes still happening out there in Turkey. There was another recent one. You know, you got all manner of wars, rumors of wars. Everything that the Lord said would be taking place is going down. You know, and it's going to continue to get worse. The time of Jacob's trouble is at hand. All right. And real quick, we'll start off in here in this is Acts chapter 14, verse 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, right? Because we got to exhort one another to continue in the faith, because you know it's going to be times where we might not necessarily be around brothers. We got to exhort one another now while we have the time. All right, so that we can continue in the faith when shit gets evil out here, man. And we ain't seen nothing yet. I mean, think the let me put it on do not disturb real quick. Yeah, bill collector, so he's harassing. I'm broke, nigga, I'm broke. All right, but so you got a lot of the prophecy speaking loud and clear. Acts 14:22 says, "In that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High." So it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets even better. But it's the thing is, we're gonna be rejoicing during these times, as people are dying, starving to death, are getting shipped off to war, dying in civil unrest, getting beheaded, getting tossed into concentration camps. You know, all these things getting run over by tanks, neighbors killing each other for a slice of bread and some ketchup packets. We're gonna be good, as the scriptures say, my servant shall eat. You got something?
Yeah, because they exhorting one another to continue in the faith, because you know times going to get real hard, and the scriptures say start at my sanctuary. So you know we go feel that squeeze as well. But you know we got to understand that this is our salvation is drawing nigh. But before our salvation, you know we understand that Jacob's trouble must come. But this Revelation chapter 12 verse 12, it says, "Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time." And pretty much that's why you see them making that squeezes on these banks collapsing. You know, a lot of these people don't have their money insured. You know, all the money is volatile. You know, you got them.
Yeah, and then once the bank only holds a certain amount of money. So of course, if there's a bank run by default, by definition, they're gonna run out of money because they don't hold millions of dollars. You know, we're not talking about the Bank of Manhattan, you know, J.P. Morgan Bank in on Wall Street. We're talking about your average Bank of America up the street. They ain't carrying $1 million, bro. The money you give them, the Brinks truck, they come pick it up and they send it back to the Treasury to be burned up. And so they just the money they're printing is just replacing the money they're burning. So they're not just the money you put into the ATM, the money you deposit, they send that away to get burned. They're not holding on to it. The only money they got is the money, the new money they get. Yep. That's why when you get money out of ATM, it's brand new money. So of course, if niggas empty the ATM and the bank ain't got no money to put in there because everybody on cashed out, well now what they gonna give you? They can't give you nothing because the majority of the money that's in circulation is all digital already. When you get your direct deposit, you don't ever touch that money physically. When you send money through Cash App or Wells Fargo, not Wells Fargo, but you know through these apps, Venmo, all that shit is never real money. They just, if you go to the bank and get a loan, do you walk out of there with $20,000 in cash? No, they type up some numbers and send you on your merry day. They just make money out of thin air.
There's this thing called fractional reserve banking, and it's the definition of Google. Says fractional reserve banking is a system in which only a fraction of bank deposits are required to be available for withdrawal.
Exactly. I think it's like 5 to 10%.
10%.
Yep. So, and the banks don't even use USD to deal with the central bank or the Federal Reserve. They use bonds, futures assurance and shit like that. 10-year futures, but they're not using USDs. They don't even use the banks. Don't even use the same currency your broke ass gets from them. But you think that what you got flashing at the $100 bills, you rich? Well, you're gonna come to find out real soon that all that is useless. Well, it's already happening. They're already setting up the money into digital currency, all right. And now they're talking about CBDC, so that the difference is going to be they're going to be able to monitor every transaction, all right. And they can, what's the word? It's a term for but pretty much they can make it so you can only use this for certain things. You know, all right. Well, you just like we were talking about a social credit score earlier. All right. Well, your social credit score is low this month. You can't buy gas the rest of the week. You know, or so they can. Damn, there's a word for a term, but I can't think of it. It'll come back to me though. Keep going though.
It says banks only need to keep a specific amount of cash on hand and can create loans from the money you deposit.
Yeah, and that's the loans they create is debt.
Yep.
Debt is what makes money, or that's what money is printed at thin air. Debt. Now you're 20,000 in the hole of something that never even existed.
That's especially like with those mortgages. You end up in a 30-year debt for some money you never touched or seen.
Mortgage.
Yeah, you know they give you a $250,000 loan. You know they transfer that through the bank to the seller, and you just in debt. You know,
the depositor.
Exactly, 400,000, 500,000. You know,
for something they just made up, pretty much. And that's the control. What did I forgot who was it? It might have been one of the Rothschilds or one of the Oppenheimers. He said, "He who controls the money controls the country, or controls the people."
Mm-hmm.
So who controls the money? The banks. And who controls the banks? The Federal Reserve, or the central banking system, the central banks, which are owned by the elites.
Yep. And because when you look up the Federal Reserve, it's going to tell you that it's owned by no one.
Yeah, yeah. and it's not even part of the federal government.
Exactly.
Just like FedEx ain't part of the government. Federal Express is a privately owned entity, just like the Federal Reserve.
Exactly. Yep. That's why America is in all caps. The United States of America. This is a corporation. You know, it's owned by the elites, like the brothers going into. But that's why you see them coming down with this is that great rap. This is that squeeze that Esau is doing. You know, creating these famines. You know, job shortages, hyperinflation. You know, the price
pandemics.
Of, exactly. You know, great pestilence is going forth, but it's ultimately Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, because these are the prophecies in which the Lord said, these are the signs, the tokens in which He gave us to look for. That way we know that what our salvation is near than when we first believe. All right, you got something? Right.
Yeah, I'm looking for something real quick. Let's see here. I think it's in yeah, this is 2 Thessalonians 2, and I go straight. I'll start at 3. Says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except the falling. There come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." And that he's being revealed, man. The evil, the nigga behind the curtain. All right, the Wizard of Oz is being revealed. He's being exposed for the fraud and devil that he is. It says, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High." And that's what he wants. That's why he wants to monitor everything at all times via his technology, through this 5G network, the Internet of Things. And the next piece of the puzzle is you, to put a chip in you. So now you're connected to everything. Because right now, there's a grid under you can't even see, you know, with this technology. And it's all communicating. Your phone's communicating to your smartwatch. Your smartwatch is communicating with your smart TV. Everything around you is constantly communicating via Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or 5G network. And you're next in line. Exactly. So he wants to be able to monitor you in real time, literally be able to see what you're doing. I mean, like they even show you that in the movie, one of the Batman movies, where through the frequencies they were able to track people walking around and shit, and precisely see through buildings and everything, bro. So you don't think this nigga has that capability now? Well, the next piece of the puzzle, the missing piece, is to put the chips into people.
And it said, and exalted
himself
above all that is called the Most High. And that's how you know he's been revealed, because you can look at any other nation upon earth, and who has this type of power. You know, who set himself up to be the ruler of all, you know what I'm saying? So it's coming back to Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. So what? He's been exposed. You know, the falling away has already happened, and now we're returning. You know, the spirit of life entered back into us. So we understand that we're in the latter ends, man, the last days. You know, all the prophecies is lining up perfectly. You know,
It says, exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped. So he that, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God. So he's that's why he does all this synthetic shit, GMOs, biohacking, because he's pretty much saying he can do better than the Creator. He can advance everything. He can make things better. But really, it's all to your demise. Everything that he says will make you better have all these side effects. You know, his medication, which is a synthetic form of natural herbs, what happens? Oh, it will cure this, but then side effects include thoughts of suicide, kidney failure, bleeding out of your asshole, all kind of shit. But it's supposed to cure a nose infection. But that's the man that exalting himself, man. And again, he the final control is to have you submit to him, because it said, or that is worship. So you're supposed to worship Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Well, he wants you to worship him. That's why scriptures say that they that worship the beast and his image and receive his mark. Because what? If you're worshiping him, you're gonna take the knee. You're gonna bow the knee to him and receive his mark, or his branding, his identifying mark. Because that's another thing. Not only is going to be the chip going to be used to buy and sell, it's also going to be used to identify you. They can scan you and know who you are instantly. You know how now police pull you over. What's your name? Bob. Let me see your license. I don't have one. I don't have it on me. So they got to take your word. Then they could just scan you. Whoop. Nigga, we know who you are right there and then. Or if they scan you, nothing comes up. They know you don't got a chip. They're going to put you in the paddy wag and send you off to the camp, a concentration camp.
Yeah, I'm on that.
Yeah, that was it.
All right, this Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So, you know, pretty much, Esau Edom, he got this power. You know, ultimately, you know, he's given power. You know, the scripture said the earth, I say that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, you know. So the Lord gave him this power to exalt himself, you know, to give power to NATO, to the EU. So you got, you know, Babylon the Great. They able to send NATO, to send these foreign troops all over the world to any country they desire. You know what I'm saying? And to set up this system which to rule over you people, man.
And the spearhead of NATO is America.
Yep.
Babylon the Great, which is that beast that rideth upon the whore, or the whore that rideth upon the beast.
Verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Yep. And that's why this is a global system. That's why it was a World Economic Forum. It wasn't the American Economic Forum or the European Economic Forum. It's the World Economic Forum.
Exactly.
Because this is going to be globally. China's doing it. India's doing it. All right. Africa's doing it. Everybody's doing it.
Yep.
They're all moving towards that new global reset.
That's right. And it's beautiful that you brought up the WEF, the World Economic Forum. You don't think that this was discussed at that forum?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it's the shit. You have to sit there for hours, because they got hours and hours of footage on YouTube of it. But who the hell is going to sit there through a 6-hour video waiting to see they catch them up slipping their words?
Right.
We will. I mean, we brothers have, but it's there, man. They're speaking about it, telling you exactly what they're doing, how they're going to implement it. What obstacles they're facing. They're telling you everything. They're not hiding it, and that's one of Esau's deceptions, or ways to justify himself, because he tells you, whether it be through however means, he tells you what he's going to do, and then he does it.
Yep. He's a cunning hunter, an apex predator, man. That's how the Lord set him up. Said the serpent was wiser than any other creature, you know, going to any other man. All right, verse 17, Revelation 13:17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So ultimately going to that RFID, you know, C-HIP, man, you're not going to, that's why they crash in these banks, like the brothers mentioned, to the CBDC, that digital currency. Everything is going to a digital scale, man. You know, to the point you're going to have to receive. They say you have to receive his mark in order to buy or sell. You know, and then your brother also mentioned about being pulled over. You can just give him a false name. But let's go into this
And
word.
they're gonna use that narrative too for these guys might be domestic terrorists. That's why they don't want to identify themselves. Look, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. We see every possibility this nigga can come with.
And when you go into that word mark, it says a stamp, an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. They get to the point, it says things carved, sculptured, graven work. So ultimately, this is going to have to be implemented into you. So,
Inserted.
Yep.
Incision is gonna be made.
Yep.
To it, just like it was for the jump shot. We see that was a trial run. See how many nincompoops they could get without even, without the force of the sword,
Yep.
or without telling them they could, because they did put some pressure on them. Like, you can't go here. Where's your mask? Blah blah blah. But it nothing like what they about to do.
Exactly.
They about to cut you off from society.
It's a great rally.
Yeah, they about to cut you off from society. They're gonna have troops. They're gonna have chip troops out there, man, making sure you got your chip.
Yep.
Just like they were making sure. Where's your V card, nigga? Where's your ass? Put your fucking mask on.
That's why you always say you're gonna be ostracized from society. So when you go into the root word of karam, it goes to karax, a pillar stake, a palisade, and this is a insert instrument where they're going to use to stick in you in order to push the karam inside of you.
Yeah. And again, that's the same delivery method that they gave people the jump shot with. And so you see how many millions of people didn't even hesitate. They was waiting in line for hours in the jump shot drive-through to get that shit. Sitting in the car, running out of gas. Hot. Come on, man! You think these people are fucking sheep? But they're gonna be this time. It's gonna be even worse. They're gonna be forced to get it because now you're gonna be cut off. You can't eat. You can't work. You can't do nothing. And it could literally happen overnight. They could literally just collapse. Tomorrow we could wake up and they tell you no bank can help you.
Yep.
Come get your chip.
Yep.
Digital currency is now the way of the world.
Yep. If you want to go to the bank, before you enter into the bank, there'll be a chipping station out there.
Yeah. And they're just gonna get rid of those banks. There's not gonna be a need for them. Banks now you go to get cash out, deposit cash, go pay something. All that shit's gonna be digital now. There's no need. That's why they've been consolidating banks. True, SunTrust and BB&T came together. There was a couple other banks that did the same thing. Wachovia is gone, and they've been down the street. They closed down a branch. I forgot what bank it was, but now it's a fucking marijuana dispensary. So goes to show you they're closing down the banks, man. They've been doing this for a couple years now. Because very soon there's no need to go to the bank no more. What you want you want a loan? You can get a loan online at your house.
Yeah. And I want to get one more word. When you go into the root word of karax, it goes into grapho. It's to write with reference to the form of the letters.
And what they call that? They call in computer's words. They call that coding.
Yep.
The ones and zeros. So that's going to be your information, your medical information, your what's it called? The biometric information is going to have what your thumb or your fingerprints should look like. All right, your medical records, your face, what it should look like. So all that shit they're gonna be able to pull up just by scanning your chip. How much money you got, all that is gonna be digital. Yeah. Then that's why everything's being digitalized, from the money to the IDs, all right, passports, V cards or the vagination cards, all right, everything.
Yep. Written, coded, grapho. All your information, your medical, your social, anything you need to survive in this so-called society, man.
Yeah. And it's like the Matrix. What was the Matrix?
Yeah,
it was just a bunch of codes.
Exactly.
And then remember, I think it was Cypher. He was like, "You just get used to it. I don't see numbers no more. I see the. Oh, look at the lady right there."
Yeah.
So that's what it is, man. They're taking you to the Matrix, and we're here to wake your ass up. Because if you go to the word Morpheus was a Greek god of dreams, the god of dreams or the god of sleep. And what was Morpheus in the movie? He was wake you up out of the dream, to sleep. So we're the spiritual Morpheuses, man. We're here to give you the red pill, which is the truth.
Yep.
Not this man, the red pill community on YouTube talking about all they do is bash women, which, hey, thumbs up to them. Yeah. But the real truth, the real red pill takes you down that rabbit hole, and it wakes you up out of the dream, which is the Morpheus again. Is the god of dreams. So it makes sense why they named him Morpheus. He would wake people up. But that if you want to continue in the world, then that means you took that blue pill. But it's gonna come a time and point where you're gonna have to face reality when they tell you, "Hey, come to the local chipping station," or they might go to door. Shit, who knows? They were doing it for the V cards.
All they gotta have is the Karoks in the computer.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Get your information, program it up, and slide it right into you.
Just like they distributed the jump shots. They came prepackaged. That's how the chips are gonna come.
Exactly.
Prepackaged. One use. The lady gonna be trained. She gonna rip the little thing and just inject you like that. It's gonna take a matter of minutes.
Yep.
That's it. And hell, they're gonna have drive-thrus like they did the jump shots.
Yep.
Niggas gonna be waiting in line to get their jump shots. They probably gonna give you initiatives or incentives. Hey, we're gonna give you an extra 5,000 if you come down today and a donut from Krispy Kreme. niggas, oh man, wait till they do it with some Popeye's chicken. Jay gonna be in the hood. Everybody in the hood gonna have a chip by the end of the day.
Yeah, that makes sense too, because any app you sign up for is always an incentive. Oh,
It's
yeah,
already-
do this, invite a friend. You know?
It's already been programmed. That's why they've been monitoring your every stroke on your keys, the keyboard, and your phone, because the algorithm's been generating what you like, what you don't like.
Yep.
So they got you. The next step is to monitor you personally, literally. They want to know your heart rate, your heartbeat, how many times you took a piss, because that's all gonna link to the social credit score, the carbon footprint. Nigga, you flushed the toilet one too many times today. That they're gonna cut your water off. And remember, a couple of years ago, they went around installing those smart meters at everybody's houses, with or without your consent, so they could easily remotely cut your power off just to your house, not to the whole block, just to you.
Yep.
We'll reset it once your social credit gets back up. You got to do something for the community. You can't pollute the air for a week. You know, so Esau wants total control, literally. And if you buck up against him, then he can just hit that switch, and now your money is frozen. But they can do that now. They can freeze your bank accounts. But now they can just freeze everything. Like you're not gonna be able to do anything. You're not gonna be able to get on a bus. You're not be able to do anything, because everything's gonna have a little scanning station to allow you to partake in it.
Right. Ain't no such thing as off the grid, man.
The only off the grid is going to be if you don't have a chip.
Exactly.
And you're going to be persecuted for that. Where's your mark? Where's your chip? They're going to be trying to scan your hand and shit.
Right.
Nothing's coming up. Bag him and tag him.
Yep.
And then next thing you wake up in a prison. The scriptures say some of us shall be cast into prison. Hey, a lot of people that they're not even in this truth aren't going to take the chip. The Bible thumpers from the Bible Belt. But even them, a lot of them are gonna fold up. But there's gonna be people fighting against the government. But they're not gonna want to play ball because they don't want to give up their rights. But hey, we'll see what happens when. That's why people are gonna start invading one another. Get that in second Esdras. People are gonna start invading. Now we're starting to get the big picture of why people are gonna be doing this. Because the food shortage is gonna be man-made. Because they're gonna ration it, especially once the war comes. See, all this is going to be happening at the same time. See, they're going to be chipping people while world war is happening. It's already happening, but it's going to escalate. So while people are getting chipped and are buying and selling with this chip, they're going to be at war. So they're going to have to ration food. And guess what? Just because you got a chip doesn't guarantee you some food. And the nigga might be waiting outside that don't got a chip and follow you home in your 15-minute city in walking distance.
Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. For there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yeah, so people are gonna buck up against the government. You've seen uproars of the people around the world, and it's hell. We've seen it here in America with protest people, but it ain't nothing compared to what's about to go down. It's gonna be all-out war where they're gonna have to start shooting you down in the streets because it's gonna escalate so much, and they put the fear of Edom in you.
Exactly.
They're gonna let you know that they're not playing no more when they start shooting you in the streets. You either comply or get laid down.
They said the course of their actions should stand in their power. How you know, hey, that bartering system gonna go out the window, man.
Yeah.
That gold and silver shit is gonna be who got more firepower, who got more strength.
Yeah, like what you gonna do? Here this nigga ate in 3 days. All he got is a gallon of water. You think he gonna trade his gallon of water for a piece of gold or a silver dollar coin?
Right.
The hell he gonna do with that? People ain't gonna be trading a piece of food for a piece of gold. That don't even make sense. Why would somebody do that? If that's their only people, or maybe let's say they got some meat and salted up and it's storing up, they're able to let it sit for a couple, maybe a week or two. You think they're gonna trade that for a piece of gold that can't do nothing for them? It's not like you're gonna be able to go to the grocery store. Even now, you go with a piece of gold to the grocery store and say, and just drop it on the counter, boom. They're gonna look at you like you stupid.
Right.
Like, what the hell do you want? It's 0.99% gold. All right, well, it's 0.99% not gonna get you nothing either.
Yeah.
Shit. But hey, they were not saying there's nothing wrong with storing up gold and silver. If you want to do that, go ahead. Just know that it's not gonna get you. It might for a minute, but very soon people are gonna come to realize that shit ain't gonna do nothing for them. It's gonna be just as worthless as the paper money.
Yep. Because the scriptures say, gold and silver should not profit you in the day of the Lord's wrath. This is the Lord's judgment.
This is the Lord's
down.
wrath coming. That's what we're talking about, man.
Yeah.
This is the Lord's whipping stick. Edom, his sword. This isn't what Esau wants to do. This is what the Lord's gonna make him do.
Yeah. You can't buy your way out of judgment, man.
And again, there are benefits to gold and silver, but it ain't gonna be in the buying sense in these last days, because you can put it in your water, purify the water. Electricity, it's a good conductor of electricity, but bro, ain't nobody gonna be taking no gold coins in the time when people are invading one another, all out chaos, people getting shipped off the war, there's barely food, militias, there's gonna be militias and gangbangers, little gremlins out here. You think they give a shit about a golden coin? And they looking for food? How about they just take your golden coin and just put you to death?
Yeah.
What they gonna trade with you? They ain't no bar. The love of many is gonna wax cold, man. That's why you're gonna have to have your Yahweh Shemi outside and start. We're not planning on trading gold and going to the Underground Railroad. No, man. We're gonna wait on your Yahweh Shemi outside and follow the Spirit.
Yeah. I got a quick precept for you. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 3. Seek ye Yahweh, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye should be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. So yeah, pretty much only the Lord will be able to deliver you in this time. That's why, Romans the 13th chapter say, in knowing the time, it is high time to wake out of sleep. We're in a great time of judgment. This is the time to repent and get yourself together, get your spirit together, seek the Lord, while he may be found. Because the Lord is showing you signs of judgment, and it's coming to a time where he's going to remove his prophets, and while you're looking for answers, there's going to be no answer. It's just going to be pure judgment, like we read in the 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, sedition amongst men. All right, back to 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 17. A man should desire to go into a city and should not be able.
Right, you just like Apostle Ramos going into those the city zones.
Yep.
There's gonna be zones, and you're gonna have to pass checkpoints. They're gonna have to scan you. You can't you ain't gonna be able to just walk around, downtown chilling.
Right.
No, man. First of all, there's gonna be life and death around every corner, but they're gonna set up some kind of force to enforce this shit, man. And they're gonna be going around scanning people. Just like they pull you over now and ID you, well, if they can't scan you, that means you're enemy of the state. What are you hiding? Because everybody's already a domestic terrorist, So, and they're trying to make us speaking up against the government hate speech or misinformation. So they got to stop you, man.
Verse 18, 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses should be destroyed, and men should be afraid. Because of their pride. The scriptures say pride is when one departed away from his maker. So for the lack of fear of the Most High, man, Jake, you Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Central American Indians, hey, man, the Lord is going to bring great wrath upon you, because you don't honor him. He said that the Lord has a controversy with the land because there's no knowledge nor truth of him, That's why we just read in Zephaniah the 2nd chapter, to repent. Seek ye out the Lord, it may be that ye shall be hid in the time of his wrath. So that's what you ought to be seeking, because the Lord is going to send great destruction. All you prideful people like that.
Proud to be American. All right, we'll see how proud you are when them troops. And hey, you're not man. There's gonna be so much to worry about for you people out here. All we got to worry about is keeping the faith and holding integrity. All right, trusting in Yahweh Shema side. You got to worry about everything else. Your life, your kids, your wife. Like the scripture say, many men have gone out their wits over women. A lot of niggas are gonna die, going to trying to feed their women, or actually A lot of the guys are gonna die in the World War III, but the ones that remain are gonna be slain in the streets out here, man. Isaiah 4:1's coming. Go ahead though.
2nd Ezra 15-19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses
Right.
with the sword.
Here it is. You gonna trade a piece of a silver dollar, eagle coin, for the neighbor that ain't got no pity on you. Come on, man.
You gonna be scoping him out. Once you see he ain't got no fire, he ain't got nothing to defend himself
Right.
with, you go overpower him. You go override him.
Exactly.
The love of many should wax cold. He's man. What is it? A man should have no pity upon his neighbor.
Neighbor against neighbor.
Exactly.
It's gonna be all out chaos. It's gonna be every man for himself. Now you think you cool with your family and your neighbor Joe that you borrow sugar from time to time from. All right. You let that man in your house, he scoped your shit out already.
Mhm.
You showing people your canned goods on Instagram and all that, you know, your doomsday bunkers and all that. All right, well, people know exactly where to go. They gonna remember. It's gonna flash back in their mind. Oh, I remember that motherfucker was flexing on the gram. All that shit he got. I know he got some guns, so let me get a couple of my boys, and we gonna ride over there and see what's up.
But should destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
The lack of bread, there gonna be no food like that. Cause what? America's an import country. Most of this shit you get in the grocery store, a lot of it don't even come from America, man. Even fruits, they be coming from foreign lands. Peru, Ecuador, Mexico, all right, even India. So, and then you see what's been going on with the farmlands out here and the processing plants and all this shit. They've been getting burned up. So America's through. They're literally putting the squeeze on you people, and y'all don't even notice it yet because they're still importing shit. And they have back supply, you know. But all that shit's coming to an end.
And that's another sign of a failing country, a failing society, failing economy, the lack of farming.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
not growing your own food.
Right.
Like, how could you survive? You know, and pretty much, you know, they been did away with that anyway, man. You know, they set up a society where you always got to go to grocery stores and rely on that. You're not
Right.
taught to farm, to raise cattle. You don't got no land.
You have to depend off of the government, really.
Yep.
You have to depend off of everything else but what you can do.
Mm-hmm. That's how he trained you up. You know, this is ultimately the judgment of the Lord, man. You know,
This is what happened in Egypt,
exactly.
you know, when Joseph was in power.
Mhm.
You know, he would say, all right, well, bring in this, bring in that, until the point where they had to just sell their lands, sell themselves, and
Exactly.
become bondage. And that's what you people are about to do. You're going to have to sell your soul
Yep.
and take that chip if you want to continue to get fed, just like they
Exactly.
did in Egypt when the drought came.
Yep.
You know, and that's what's about to come, a drought.
And it was heavy in Egypt because what? Those people in the time of Egypt, they had something to barter with.
Exactly.
You know,
They had lands, they had cattle.
you know. And he said, until they said, hey, our money is far spent.
Yeah.
You know? But you America, y'all got
They ain't got
nothing to barter with.
And the shit you do got is in debt anyway. You owe it, ain't yours. It's,
Right.
it's you know, your car ain't yours because you're paying off the car note. That bank will come
Car
repossess that
insurance,
shit. And now that's why they pushing all these OnStar and electric cars
Mhm.
because they can, if they can start your car remotely, that means they can turn your car off remotely.
Exactly.
You know. Go ahead, Doug.
Yep. Jumping down to verse 26, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 26.
And it went off on that because the battery's almost dead.
For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. All right. So this is speaking to who? You Israelites, because why? Only the Israel can sin against the Lord because the laws, statutes, and commandments was given unto you. So that's why this is a great time to repent. Like you coming across this truth and you started mocking and scoffing and want to live your own life and do your own thing. See, you don't see what we see. That's why the Lord sent forth his prophets. So anytime the prophets on the scene, a society is in trouble, a nation's in trouble. You know, that's why I say that in Revelation 11:11. After 3 days and a half,
Yep.
the men of the Lord received the spirit of life, roughly paraphrasing, and all them that seen them was in great fear.
Found their dead bodies. You ever see? And that's the thing. Once you don't see us no more, that's when the incredulity and incontinence are gonna increase. It's gonna be people out here getting raped to death. It's gonna morality's gonna go out the window, man. There's not gonna be police people because even now in certain cities they won't even respond to certain crimes.
Yeah.
So what happens when the shit hits the fan and there's so much going on? There ain't even gonna be a 911 anymore,
Yeah.
man. You're just gonna have to you're gonna have to figure it out.
Amen.
It's a 3 to 4 day wait time.
Yeah.
Like damn.
All right, to be determined.
Yeah.
Last verse, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 27. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you because ye have sinned against him.
So you're gonna have to ride it out. You're not gonna. No one's coming to save you, man. The only chance you got is, serving Yahweh Shem Shai. That's the only chance. And truth and sincerity, but most people don't want to do that. Well, you got a grievous death coming, and a lot, and you men out here that think this is all fun and games. So we'll see when it's fun and games when you get that letter in the mail talking about a draft, and then if you don't respond, they're gonna come to your door.
Yep.
You on the run, and then they're gonna throw you into a camp if you don't want to. All right, you don't want to do it. All right, we'll put you in a concentration camp like they did Muhammad Ali.
Because when you look at a lot of those old movies, to the point, those who didn't want to serve in the war was known as what, deserters.
Yeah.
You abandon your country, so you gonna get mowed down anyway, man. You got it, bro.
Blue Sparrow. But yeah, man, the times are gonna get tough, and it's gonna get worse and worse progressively, and soon it's just gonna start, and it's gonna be full-fledged chaos, gunshots ringing. Like, it's gonna be a third world country out here, man. You watch these videos of people in Syria living, all they hear all night is da 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 da, in the distance, boom. Don't know what you're gonna make, niggas. I remember watching this is years ago, like maybe 2016. I was watching this video of Syria. This is when shit was really popping out there. You got kids at a school bus stop waiting for the bus, and fucking mortar shells going off in the background, bro. That's what's coming to America, man. Chaos in the streets, foreign invasion, all right, Russian troops, Chinese troops, all right, North Korea. We don't know yet for sure, but we do know this place is going to be molested, all right, because what is called, America's known as the Virgin Daughter of Babylon, And that time is coming, man. It's time to repent or die, Repent, like the Lord would say, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And that was 2,000 years ago. And now he's about to return. So you best to repent. Got anything else? So with that, we're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Good honors to the elder apostles, great millstone who rule well. Salutation, much love to you. I'll get him out there. Shalom.
Shalom.